And the worst part is that these zebra will not see it coming if these crocodiles do decide to come. There's a croc that's just popped up next to the zebra. Oh, look at that, it's following them. Look at how huge that crocodile is in comparison to the zebra. It's massive. It's going. Oh my gosh. Hello everybody, so good to be up and about before sunrise. We are heading out today for actually quite a long day. We want to try and see if we can find any river crossings with the wildebeest migration, and I'm super excited. I've never seen it before. It's obviously everything that people see in terms of documentaries, but we'll see what we find today. Now, the last time we were out in the field, we were also heading down to the river to see if there were any animals coming down. But alas, unfortunately, there were no herds that had made it down to the river just yet. But we are hopeful that today we might get lucky and see some herds close to the water's edge. They've been coming further and further towards the river and towards our camp, which means we might get lucky, but we never know. At this point, it's all about patience. It's all about a little bit of strategy. We don't know what that strategy will be yet, other than trying to get to the river. But of course, for now, we will take whatever we can find along the way as well. Just because we are on a mission to head towards the river does not mean we won't see what's out there along the way. And have a look at this. There's a little black-backed jackal here, feeding on what looks to be the remains of a wildebeest. Oh, and a beautiful bird. Look at this. That very pink face, lots of feathers around the neck. Massive bird. And this is a lappet-faced vulture. Oh, and there's a little hooded vulture here as well. The whole scavenging crew all here to clean up what's left of this poor, unfortunate wildebeest. And the parts where the hooded vulture is maybe not quite strong enough to get to. But look at what a view we have over the Mara with these hot air balloons coming over. It's just stunning. Aha! And there's the culprit who must have taken down this wildebeest. I wonder, this is not too far from where we had those lionesses a few days ago. The three that were hunting the warthogs. And, aha, it is her. I thought I recognized those ears. She's got the two little cubs with her. Oh, how lovely to catch up with them. And she's looking very alert, and I assume it's because the other lionesses are not around. It's just her and these two little ones. It's good to see that these two little ones are looking healthy though, and running around after mum, calling a little bit, probably wanting some milk, and mum is like, no, we need to go. And I can imagine why she wants to get them away, because they are right close by to this carcass, which means now that there's vultures coming in, there's a jackal around, these cubs are getting into greater danger as they sit here for longer. So she needs to get them as far away from this carcass as possible. But look at how open it is as well. There's not really many places to hide, so she might still have quite the way to go, and she doesn't want to stop and let them suckle just yet. So I think, for the sake of wanting to be sensitive and let her lead her cubs to safety, we are going to rather leave her be and not get in the way of wherever she wants to take these cubs. And let's continue on our mission to try and see if these herds have reached the river yet. I'm just in absolute awe of how massive these herds are. I cannot reiterate it enough. I think I've said it over and over and over again, but it's really incomprehensible just how many animals are out here. It's really awe-inspiring. But I'm liking what I see, because the closer we get to the river, the more wildebeest and zebra I'm seeing. I really like that. It means we have a decent chance of maybe accomplishing our mission today. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. We still need to get to the water. And it actually looks like there is a herd of wildebeest that has already crossed over, which is super exciting. So I think it's a really good idea to spend a little bit of time here. When I say a little bit, I mean a lot. We're going to actually try and sit here and see if maybe we get lucky and are able to see this wild phenomena of the crossing of the Mara River. But we could be in for a rather long wait. I see some of the wildebeest coming, but they're still a little bit far off. So while we wait and see if they come this way, let's enjoy some of these hippos lounging around on the bank. Now this is quite lovely, actually. It's rare that you get to spend time with hippos out of the water when they're lounging around and not eating grass. And out here in the Mara, it's often very long grass, so it's hard to see them. And it's fairly unusual to see them lounging in the sun like this, especially when it's hot. But these hippos have a special oil that they exude from their skin that's actually red in color, and it acts a little bit like a sunscreen would for us. But in a way, it acts almost like a tanning oil for them, where it protects their skin from the sun, but it actually makes them turn a bit darker in color. So you can see on their backs where it's very dark and almost charcoal gray, and then underneath where the sun is not getting to them on their bellies, it's a little bit more pink. And they're naturally going to be floating up and down the river. There's a couple of different pods here, it seems. It might even be one pod that's actually split. And some are lounging on the bank, some are lounging in the water. But there is a hippo on her own. Oh, look at that. She's just given birth. Look under her tail. She's got a massive bit of placenta hanging out. Oh, and there's the little one. Oh, look at that. Guys, this female must have given birth minutes ago. Oh my goodness. Oh, that little one is so tiny. Now, look at how she's gone up towards the bank, and she's actually positioned herself so that her head is facing into the river and her back is towards the bank. She knows that it's a steep embankment behind her, and so there's not much that's going to come from that side. But because she's trying to be super protective of this little baby, she's got to check what's coming from the water, because things like crocodiles are going to be a big threat to this little one, and especially with that afterbirth hanging out and maybe having given birth literally minutes ago, there's a good chance they may smell the blood in the water and detect a lot of disturbance, especially because this little one is finding its river legs. It's splashing around a lot and it's got a lot of energy, and I don't blame it. It's probably quite overwhelming. But look at how protective she's being. So she would have gone up the bank now to give birth in the shallows, because it's a little bit easier for her to stand, obviously being in a lot of discomfort, and because this little one has to straight away learn how to swim. It hasn't even touched land yet, I doubt, unless it's touched the sand beneath its feet, under the water. And one of the first things she's going to do is allow it to suckle. But first, it's got to practice coming up for air going beneath the water, coming up for air and going beneath the water. Because without that, it's not going to last very long. But she'll suckle it under the water. So sometimes when it goes under, it may even be trying to suckle. But she's got to be super careful about introducing it to the pod as well. So she may very well stay a little bit further away from the pod for maybe the rest of the day, maybe even a day or two, just to get the little one used to swimming around, used to the smell of her, so that it can learn to identify her as mom. Oh, look, she's actually being so confident. She's bringing it to some of the other females. How lovely is that? But look at how curious she's being. She's watching them, making sure no one comes near her little baby. But she's really got to pay attention to the big bull in the pod, because he might get a bit over boisterous. At the end of the day, it's a new little member to their pod. She's going to have to be very wary, because he could do a lot of damage to this little calf. And while we've been watching the hippos, look who's decided to make their way to the water's edge. The anticipation is building. The wildebeest and zebra that we saw earlier have come right to the edge of the water. Look at that. They're all staring over the edge. But it's going to take a lot of guts to go down there, because I can see a couple of crocodiles also waiting on the bank. Oh, there's even a topi or two. But the thing is with the topi, they are not going to cross unless a large herd of these guys start to cross. And you can already see the zebra are super on edge. The one just kicked the other one in the face. Almost. Missed by a hair's breadth. But the wildebeest seem to be waiting for the zebras to make a decision. So I wonder, oh, they're coming down. Straight towards a crocodile. Thank goodness. Looks like they have figured out that it is a crocodile. It looks like there's some more coming down. Now, these are the same ones. Now, they might be thinking, is this a log? Or is it a crocodile? Because from a distance, they can't really tell. But up close, they should be able to tell. Oh, surely you can see that's a crocodile. Now, the crocodile's not going to move, because it knows that the zebra are looking at it. The zebra are super wary. They can't decide if it's a crocodile or if it's a log, but I'm sure they can smell it. I would imagine so. Oh, there we go. Yep. Figured out it's a croc. Now they need to be really wary of these crocodiles, because that's all these crocodiles do, is sit here at the crossing points and they wait for animals to come through. And so they only really eat once a year at these crossings, because there is such a large volume of animals coming and going for months at a time, that the more wildebeest or zebra that they catch and eat, the less they need to eat throughout the year. And they've got such a slow metabolism, it lasts them almost the entire year. And these zebra know this. They're very aware, they're very experienced in crossing this river, but they keep going down and looking at the crocodile as though they're expecting a different result and that it's actually going to turn into a log. I don't know whether they are being smart about things or if they're being crazy. I don't know. And the wildebeest are all just watching as though they're waiting for the zebra to take the plunge. They're like, no, you go first. We're going to wait for you to make the decision and tell us if it's safe. And that's apparently what happens. Often the wildebeest just gather and gather until there's so much pressure building up behind them that sometimes they actually push each other off the ledge. And that's what ends up motivating the rest to cross. But these animals also need to get down to the water, whether they cross or not, is almost redundant, because there's food everywhere. It's been raining on both sides of the river since I arrived in the Mara. So there is grass on either side. It's not about food, but they are incredibly water dependent. Zebra and wildebeest in particular. Topi as well, but not as much. They can survive in slightly drier areas. However, zebra and wildebeest really are very water dependent. And these herds could have traveled kilometers upon kilometers without having a single sip of water. So regardless of whether they decide to cross or not and take on this crocodile for what it is and risk it, they do have to get down and have a little sip. Otherwise, they'll end up dehydrating. And it's also important for digestion and things as well. They're eating a lot of grass. And of course, zebra and wildebeest have different digestive systems. So a zebra, the grass sits in its stomach and ferments. So it needs the water in order to just aid in the relief of the gases that are produced, but also in helping to actually digest and therefore eventually excrete whatever they consume. And wildebeest are the same. They need it in order to just quicken up the digestion process so that they are able to get enough nutrients and enough sustenance to have enough energy. Look, there's a zebra that's got down to the water. Oh, yes. We're getting closer. They're starting to have a drink. And that zebra almost looks like it wants to go in. Look at how precariously it's perched there. But look at how it's leaning right forward so that its body is just hanging over the edge of the water. Like it doesn't want to go in because it knows the crocodile's close by, but it really also wants to cool off. It's starting to get really warm. And I think, judging by these wildebeest moving up and down, the wildebeest are very apprehensive to cross. But the zebra actually, I think, have split from their family group. So some are on this side of the river. Some are the ones that we're watching coming down to the water's edge now. And that's going to motivate them because they need to stick together. They need that safety in numbers. Oh, look at them all coming down. This is wild. This is truly wild. Does look like these zebra are going to come down to the water. There's more of them coming down. Oh. One's going in. Oh my gosh, it's taking the plunge. It's going in. They're swimming across the river. This is amazing. There's a whole bunch of them that have gone into the river. They're now drinking in the middle there. And by drinking in the middle and being in the water, they're cooling themselves off greatly after standing in the heat for so long. Oh, there's two that look like they're about to be successful. Oh, look at the crocodiles lining up. Oh, my word, there's just heads popping out of the water everywhere. Oh, no. Oh, one's actually got scared and gone back. Oh, my goodness. Oh, now my heart's in my throat. Oh, these zebra need to drink fast and they need to get out of that water because these crocodiles are going to be much faster than they are. And the worst part is that these zebra will not see it coming if these crocodiles do decide to come. Oh, there's a croc that's just popped up next to the zebra. Oh, look at that, it's following them. Look at how huge that crocodile is in comparison to the zebra. It's massive. It's going, oh my gosh. That was so close. That was almost a chunk taken out of that zebra's back leg. Oh, now there's a foal going past. No. Oh, the croc's facing the wrong way. Thank goodness. But now there's another zebra there. Oh, might try again. Oh, and another miss. Oh. Goodness gracious, that was one lucky zebra. I mean, I'm quite surprised that the other crocodiles haven't come through. And they're just lounging on the bank there. But, I mean, thank our lucky stars that zebra didn't get caught. Oh, I'm shaking. Oh, and the others have decided after seeing that, they are not getting in this water. I can't say I blame them. If I had seen that, I wouldn't get in there either. It's like watching the movie Jaws. You don't get in when you can see the danger. Oh, they're all starting to move along there. They might very well still cross, but they're not going to cross at this point. The fact that they're all starting to move along the bank, there's a good chance that this entire herd of wildebeest and zebra are going to start heading towards a different crossing point further up the river. And they may cross, they may not cross. There's every chance. It's a 50-50 shot. We don't know what they're going to do. But we did manage to achieve a little bit of our mission. We did see a river crossing. Woohoo! How awesome was that? It was a little one, but it was still a river crossing. But it's time to leave the zebra be to enjoy the greener grass on the other side. And it's time for us to start heading back to camp and look for some refreshments of our own.